We often view avian influenza as a localized crisis, confined to the losses of a poultry coll or the migratory paths of wild birds. But H5N1 is moving past its traditional hosts. Within these cells, the virus is undergoing a massive shift in its basic operating code. The first signs of the breach were subtle. A single wild bird found dead in an American cattle pasture. Shortly after, half-ton dairy cows, animals that should have been biologically shielded from an avian respiratory pathogen, began to fall ill. When investigators tested the output of these herds, they found raw, unpasteurized milk teeming with massive viral loads. The mammary glands had been co-opted. The virus was no longer just infecting the cow, it was using the udder as a high-volume bioreactor. The physical barrier between species has dissolved. A pathogen once tethered to the sky has successfully integrated into the mammalian food chain. This transition violates one of the most rigid defenses in biology, receptor specificity. On the surface of every H5N1 particle is a protein called hemoglobin, or HA. Its sole function is to bind to the surface of a host cell. In birds, the HA protein is geometrically compatible only with alpha-2,3 sialic acid receptors, found primarily in the avian gut and lungs. Human upper respiratory tracts, however, are lined with alpha-2,6 receptors. These possess a distinct shape that prevents the avian HA protein from attaching. This microscopic incompatibility serves as a form of physical armor, blocking the virus from entering human cells. Because a virus lacks intent, it overcomes this barrier through sheer volume. It generates millions of random mutations, testing every possible geometric variation of its surface proteins. Each cross-species infection represents a brute force attempt to match the molecular geometry of the human lung. This process is currently accelerating in high-density agricultural environments. Mammals like pigs, foxes, and these farm-raised mink are unique. They carry both avian and mammalian receptors simultaneously. These multi-receptor hosts act as natural laboratories, providing the virus a space to iterate through mutations that bridge the species gap. The final obstacle is temperature. Birds maintain a core heat of 41 degrees Celsius, while mammals operate at a much cooler 37 degrees. In mammalian hosts, the virus is increasingly exhibiting a point mutation in its PB2 gene, known as E627K. This specific swap in its RNA polymerase allows the virus to replicate efficiently at the lower temperatures found in the human body. Through this process of selection, H5N1 is shedding its avian environmental constraints and becoming capable of sustained replication within human physiology. The emergence of these mammalian adaptations has put the World Health Organization on its highest level of alert. Human cases are already being reported in the US, Cambodia, and Bangladesh, indicating the molecular firewall is beginning to crumble. The danger lies in the lethality. While seasonal influenza kills roughly 1% of those it infects, H5N1 has maintained a case fatality rate of 50% since 2003. The only missing component for a global catastrophe is the ability for the virus to move efficiently through the air from person to person. If a pathogen with a 50% kill rate achieves aerosol stability, the speed of spread would outstrip any modern containment strategy. In this scenario, the COVID-19 pandemic would be remembered as a relatively mild rehearsal. The next global plague is not a distant possibility. It is an active biological process occurring right now in local pastures and pens, accumulating the specific mutations necessary to breach the final human defense.